How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue. For Border Network News and America's Voice, how's everybody doing? We are live in Tijuana, Baja California, and behind me, people, behind me is the Secretary of Health. Excuse me for the noise. For the people that they are concerned about the mask. I'm not wearing a mask right now. We ran out, so I need to buy one. Behind me, there is the building of Secretary of Health, right here. Now, my reason why I came over here, the reason why, number one reason why, let me show you the building right here. As you can see all of the traffic right here. The traffic right now outside of the Secretary of Health, it is because of one reason. All the way to the front, there is a inspection point, which this inspection point, it is to check, if citizens are potentially infected or the ones that they're not essential to not be transitating freely in the city of Tijuana. Right now, this is the Secretary of Health, people, right here in Tijuana, Baja. What is the reason why I'm out here? And the number one reason why I'm out here is for you guys to tell you. This is the department right now that is suffering in Tijuana. This is the department that is suffering everywhere, right here. The Secretary of Health. This department right here. This department is trying to do the best that they can to control, the spread of the COVID-19. They're trying to do the best that they can to spread to stop the COVID-19. And what they just told me is, I can't go inside the office, but what they just told me is that the cases are increasing in terms of what is Tijuana. They increased to 58 cases when yesterday, we had cases around 40, and now it has increasing. It is increasing because they have done more than 521 tests since they started programming more tests for citizens of Tijuana. What does this mean? This means that a lot of people are gonna come out, and unfortunately, possibly, they're gonna come out positive on the COVID-19. This is what they're telling us. They're telling us that they're looking for laboratories, and they're looking for labs that they can help them, and they can, and they have all the requirements and permits to do the permits for COVID-19. Even though they are saying, we can help you get the permits for the COVID-19 so you guys can start doing the test. That's what they're saying. So in a nutshell, they are trying to help the city to get more tests for the COVID-19. They're trying to look for more medical departments and more laboratories so they can help them, so they can do the test for the COVID-19. So as of right now, people, they don't have enough equipment. They don't have enough personnel. They're struggling. Every health department that is around our country of Mexico and around right now, this is the second section of the Department of Health. Every department is struggling and they're suffering. They're trying to do the best that they can. They're trying to control it as much as they can. And they're trying to handle it as much quicker as they can. But the Department of Health just told us that they are looking for laboratories. They're looking for medical stations that they want to take care of. They want to be responsible for the COVID-19, and they will provide the equipment. But they need to have the right permits, and they need to have the responsibility of attending, the citizens of Tijuana. That is one of the most, people don't want to be in those predicament. And laboratories, they don't want to be in that, on that state of responsibility to be taking those tests. Decisions they have been taking in our state. Private schools you're going, people that they are attending to private schools, they are still going to be paying for the monthly fee. Why? This declaration was given yesterday as, private professors, they work on private schools. These people are going to get private classes through an internet platform, and they're going to be attending the internet platform. So practically it tells you that teachers are going to be helping the students through technology. So the monthly fee that you pay for a private school is going to continue. Also, work regarding labor over here, they reduce. If you're going to get released because you are non-essential, they're going to reduce into the minimum per day payment salary. That is around 187 pesos. That is around 187 pesos, which is going to cause a lot of problems. It's going to cause a lot of problems because they're violating a law of labor over here in our country. Remember, the president is he cannot overrule the power of legislative power of our country. He cannot stand over the law, but they can have an agreement on how to declare this pandemic. And for them to declare this pandemic so they can come to an agreement to pay every non-essential citizen and to be a non-essential and to pay them the minimum, guess what they did? On the statement, instead of putting emergency, they put contingency. That is a huge change of words, because if you change emergency to contingency, it degrades everything of the value of the pandemic. So, in a way, what we've been saying all this time, that is going to get more complicated. Our economy is going to depend a lot on what is the next months are going to happen. We have 0% increase in our country, and we don't have the filter of China giving us the cheap man labor and also giving us the cheap product. We don't have that anymore. So a lot of these companies that they're from foreign companies, let me flip the camera so you will see one. Platinadora de Baja California is one that provides for the United States. They provide plating, power coating, and die casting. All of these companies that they are over here, and I'm just giving you one example. All of these companies that they are over here, a lot of the product that comes foreign. So right now, all of that is stopped, and all of these companies, they are going to be releasing their workers on a non-essential statement that a lot of them do not apply for the minimum wage. They make more, but the state now controls that. So if the state controls what you're going to make because of this pandemic, it is going to be, remarkable what is going to be the statement of the government, what they're going to say to workers. There's going to be a lot of lawsuits. And the Department of Labor for workers is going to be well busy, really busy. Mexico is not prepared for this pandemic. As we have told you more than once, our president was lying all the time, and has been lying all the time. Mexico is saying that he's prepared for this pandemic, but economically and financially, we are this close for a recession. This close for a recession. Mexico cannot handle, companies leaving our country, international companies that they provide jobs. And all these jobs that they provide, families live on these jobs that they provide, like international companies that they are over here in our country and in our city. So for right now, people, how's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News at America's Voice. We're live right here outside of the Department of Health in Tijuana, Baja California, as we just went in there and we try to ask what's going on, how are they doing. You feel a little bit of pressure as soon as you get into that building. You feel like a lot of the people are really busy. They're moving around. Vehicles are coming back and forth. You know, the sector of health vehicles are going out and in and out. And nobody has time to address something because everything is in a hurry. And I like that because that means that they're helping and they're busy. But the most of the thing that it upsets me and it kind of depresses me is that they're not receiving the help that they deserve. Also medical doctors. Also medical doctors, nurses, and all of these people, that they deserve the help. That they deserve the help. Medical doctors, nurses, and sector of health. They're not getting the equipment that they need, and they're struggling right now to control this pandemic. To control this pandemic. They're having a lot of problems. And now, not only them, they're having problems on how to control this pandemic and the situations, and the situations on how it's getting handled and how they're gonna handle the health issues in our city with private hospitals and also local hospitals and state hospitals. But now, how Mexico is gonna handle the economy. How it's going to handle the economy. That is going to be one factor that in the incoming months, we are going to realize that we depend a lot on China. 1, 2, we depend a lot on the international companies that they're providing jobs, like Chevrolet, like Toyota, like Mazda, like Hyundai, like Samsung, like Panasonic, like all of these big monster of companies, all these international doctors that they're working over here in our city, all these medical places and medical departments that they work over here in our city, plastic surgeons, dentists, all of these people, we cannot tell them, you know what, go away. It's all about product of Mexico. That is where AMLO is incorrect. And right now with this pandemic, the only thing that is going to be handled, the only thing that is going to happen is that Mexico possibly, and I don't want to panic everybody, but I'm being honest and this is my platform. I'm just going to tell you like it is. Mexico possibly is going to go into a recession. We are this close. How is Mexico going to sustain this pandemic? How are we going to sustain it? If in the first year of AMLO, it was minus 0.2 increase of the economy. We don't have no increase. We don't have no money. How are we going to handle this if we are pushing international companies out of our cities, out of our countries, and we're not giving them the value? It's time for him to negotiate. It's time for him to sit down with all these monsters, international companies, and say, look, yes, you have given a lot of rights. You have taken a lot of advantages. You have, you have enjoyed the fruits of being in our country. Now we need to negotiate. Help me, I will help you more. Help me and I will help you. Like this department right here on the back, that they're suffering right now. They don't have enough equipment. They don't have enough vehicles. They don't have enough personnel. And they're risking their lives on checking every single citizen of our city and, going out there and risk themselves of this COVID-19 situation right now that is happening. How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Motor Network News and America's Voice. We are live, boots on the ground right here outside of the Department of Sector of Health. As I just went in there a couple minutes ago, I cannot record closely to the building because it's a state building. So for security issues, I can record all the way across the street. 1, 2, I went in there to ask what is the situation, what is happening inside of the Department of Health. They're really busy. And the only thing that is depressing is that everybody says, we need help, we need equipment, we need help. So hopefully the government of Tijuana, the governor of Baja California, and also our mayor of Tijuana can, we can stand together, we can fight this, because look people, the essential and non-essential is not even working. And I'm gonna flip the camera on how people are living their lives normally. And this is traffic right here because they have an inspection point all the way to the back. But this right here, people, it tells you the responsibility of every citizen. Everybody's taking it like nothing is happening. And it's traffic time right now. But a lot of these people are not essential to be outside. A lot of these people that they're working right now outside, and they're transitating freely outside, that is an essential. A truck driver, it's an essential. Another truck driver, it's an essential. Those ones are essential. A lot of people are not essential. Who are not essential? 60 and upper. Pregnant women. People with hypertension. People with diabetes. For those sicknesses are not essential. And those people are not allowed to be outside transitating or moving freely as a pedestrian or driving at a car. Esto, la máscara. He's wearing a mask right there. I just said, you know, way to go. So this is outside the Secretary of Health right here in Baja California. Sanitary Jurisdiction Station number 2. I'm outside right here. How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News and America's Voice. We are live right here in Tijuana, Baja California. Behind me is the Department of Sector of Health Jurisdiction Sector 2 of Tijuana. As a recap, I just went in there and asked, how they're doing, and they're suffering. They're struggling a lot with equipment. They're struggling a lot with, they don't have enough personnel. And Baja California, our state, doesn't have enough of laboratories to go and do the test of COVID-19. Just recently, 3 days ago, the head of chief of the Sector of Health in Baja California just said to everybody, we need more laboratories. If you guys want to do the test of COVID-19, we're more than happy to go over there, do an audit if you're capable of doing them. And, we can provide the permits for you guys to start. But that hasn't happened. And, the essential and non-essential pedestrian restriction is in effect. But as you can see, traffic all the way to the back of me, it just seems like a normal, typical day over here in Tijuana. And, Mexicans in Mexico, we don't understand until we get hit in the face. Like Mike Tyson used to say, we all have a plan until you get hit in the face. That is exactly how we are handling this situation. We all have a plan until we get hit in the face. And right now, Mexico is gonna get hit in the face hard as regarding the economy and as regarding this pandemic, procedures, and how, we are lacking a lot on help and on equipment. For not only for the people, but for the doctors and nurses and, in medical department and the health department and all these people that are risking their lives to go out there to stop this pandemic from growing. Thank you so much for joining me in this live feed. God bless you all. How's everybody doing? Tonight, don't miss 6:45. We will be live with Jim Bemby and also my partner, Conservative Anthony, at YouTube. I will have it show and subscribe to my channel at YouTube, Oscar Blue. We are going to have a fantastic show that we're going to talk about the cartel situation with Donald J. Trump and how is he going to be defeating the cartel of Venezuela. I'm going to explain to you guys why Maduro, he's wanted for $15 million from the United States government. We are going to explain that. Why and how is he, link of working with FARC, an organization of a big cartel in Colombia that has dominated, the world since Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria, the great kingpin that has existed in this planet. We're going to talk about that and why he wants to defeat the cartel and why all of that is linked to the cartel of Sinaloa, El Chapo Guzman, that we just recently saw our President AMLO shaking the hand of El Chapo Guzman's mom in a picture eating with El Chapo Guzman's brother all the way to the back. We're going to talk about that today. Don't miss it. 6:45 YouTube, our channel, Oscar Blue, Conservative Anthony, and Jim Bemby talking about that. Don't miss it. Stay safe. And always remember, peace and love, everybody, because always your country's first.